everyone. So here is where my current cross-stitching birdie is at right now. So I ran out of thread, so I'm gonna have to tie some more up and try not to, as I'm threading it. Sometimes certain spots are tougher to get the wool out of because this wool that I'm using to thread is thicker than it should be for this kind of a canvas. Sometimes I've found that I have a tendency to grind my teeth as I'm trying to, pull a knot through. So I'm gonna try not to do that because it causes a little bit of a headache. But anyway, all right. So I got this thread and it's been very helpful from the dollar store for $3.50, or $1 plus. Sorry, I'll be more specific. So this will be the background color. And I hope it looks good, and it's not like, well, I'm like, okay, this is red as a background color. I don't know how it's going to look in the end. And I've already messed up, and the design I'm following is going this way. So I have to mirror the design because I accidentally started it off as mirrored because I didn't think this through. So, yay. It's hot outside, so I'm wearing a Gold Eyes cap. I'm not a huge sports fan, but I wanted a new hat, and I was at the Gold Eyes Stadium. So, yes. And it was one of the ones on the more cheaper end. So, I do support my home team. I will say that. I'm not a sports fan, but I'm like, oh yay, our team won, yay. That's all I really care about knowing when it comes to sports. Is did we win, did we lose? I wish I was more of a sporty girl, but I'm not. Because the majority of my family are Winnipeg Jets fans. And yeah, I support my home team, but I don't really, not a sporty girl. I wish I was. But I'm not. Okay, good. Oh, great. Bugs. I thought with it being so hot, I wouldn't deal with the bugs. I might have to grab some bug spray. One sec. So I've put on my bug spray. My bonus mom found a all natural one, so it's less, I want to say toxic than a normal off spray, but yeah. And I get bit up an average amount of times. My sister and my dad, unfortunately, are ones who get bit up like really bad. So I think my sister's a little worse. She's always got bug bites. Oh my gosh, there's a knot here. Why didn't I see this sooner? Please don't make me have to cut this again. Oh, yay! It worked. Okay. Now, take my needle and a threader. Remind you how it works. Where is it? I know I have it in here somewhere. Yeah. This is my yarn bag. Yes, I'm like an old granny. Well, old grannies would probably have like a bag that's more like a tote bag, like a reusable one. I'll have a Ziploc bag. That's about it. So the way it works, put the needle first down in, have a little flat hook go through the eye of the needle. You can see that, like that. Then you put the thread here, attach the thread like so, and then you get the match up the end of the little hook and the needle, and you pull it down, and you're done. You threaded your needle. And yes, I bought a set that had this threader in it just for the threader. I didn't really care for the cross-stitching set it came with. I was just like, ooh, there's a threader. I guess I have to buy the set to get the threader. Because I'm not going to be that person that's like, you know what, I'm going to destroy this and just take the threader. Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm a goody two-shoes. So, I will not be stealing. Like some people would. So yes, I had to buy the entire kit just for the threader. And now I'm doing X's, but I probably don't need to because this thread is thick enough that you don't need to make the X, but I've already done it, so I'm too far into this project to not do that. So, sorry for the long introduction. So you can see me filling this up. And I'm trying to make it so that I cover the thread behind it. That's what I'm going for. I want to hide the thread. It's going to play hide and seek and be hidden so you can't see it. Now this is more, now because I used the entire thing and didn't cut it out like the instructions say, but I don't know how they expect you to cut out the design when they don't give you the tools to cut it out. And they don't even tell you what specific scissors are used for it. Because you can't just use typical paper scissors, you're going to break them. I've tried using thread and shears. I broke them because there's no like springiness anymore. Pliers, it goes really slow because the pliers I had were not the greatest, or the plier cutters. So like, at least tell us what kind of device you need to cut the image, you know? Like, if you're not going to include the proper supplies to cut it, which I understand, it's a blade, you don't want to do that. At least tell us on the instructions, recommended that you get this specific scissor to cut off the excess pieces, because otherwise it's not really great, because you're going to ruin your scissors if you don't have the proper ones to cut a plastic cross-stitching canvas. I have experience with it, so take it from someone who knows. Pliers are probably the best option for cutting, but they're slow, because they're not long. They're like little pieces, so it goes very slowly. You can get precise, but it's a very slow process when you use plier cutters for it. So I don't know what the specific tool is. That should be something they put on the packaging. Just saying. Once I finish this row here, currently working on, I'll read what the packaging says. So, You can see this in real time. I think the packaging I have has 3 different languages on it, so English being one of them, and I think French, and I want to say Spanish maybe for the third one, but I don't speak French or Spanish, so I won't be attempting those ones. I'm trying to learn Spanish, though. I've been watching Soy Luna and trying to pick up certain words in Spanish and everything. I mean, the band BTS did learn part of their English through Friends, so like, trying to do that with Soy Luna. I also enjoy the show, so that helps. It's going to be my introduction into learning Spanish. And yes, I could have taken a Spanish class in high school, but wasn't really serious about learning Spanish back then. That's one language I have wanted to learn for a long time. That one and sign language is one of those languages those are the 2 languages I've always wanted to learn. But I lack the motivation to actually learn the language. So that's on me. That's definitely on me. I don't want to pay for an app that could help me. Because there's still some apps that are knock on wood free. So I don't want to pay for something when there's still a free option. And then I also don't know how reliable those apps are, some of them aren't always the most reliable, right? So yeah, those are 2 languages I've always wanted to learn, aside from my first language, which is English. Never wanted to learn French. I'm not really a fan of it. No offense to the French. Or to the nice French, because I'm aware of the stereotype. But never had really a desire to learn French. Sorry. Alright, so I have finished this row here of stitches. I will show you what the packaging says for includes. I've destroyed the packaging accidentally, and so now it's all loosely in the bag. Alright. So, what it says on the back of the packaging. Follow the illustration as a guide for embroidering the bird. Once finished, place the eye in glue if necessary. Glue is not included. Place the eye in glue if necessary. I don't know, maybe the googly eye is a sticker, but I've already gone on a whole rant about why you shouldn't glue the googly eye onto this design, okay? Learn from my mistakes. I've seen it done before. It doesn't last, okay? And then you just have glue stuck on wool or thread, which is not a pretty look, okay? Learn from my mistake. And just use extra thread for the eyeball and don't use the googly eye. Just don't. Alright. And I'll go into a whole rant the first video. This part of the video was sped up before I edited it, whereas the first and second part of this video is real time but sped up in editing. So I decided to do a time lapse of me doing this because someone else was outside at the time and I didn't want to be rude. So I'm doing a time lapse. Alright, so I had to stop the recording for a few minutes, but I'll read the instructions or whatever it says on here. It says, follow the illustrations as a guide to embroidering the bird. Once finished, place the eye and glue it if necessary. So maybe the googly eye is a sticker. Still, don't use it. Take it from me. Glue is not included. Using scissors, not included. Cut out the embroidery net using the bird shape. And finally attach the key rings using pliers. Again, not included. And they don't specifically say what type of scissors. This is a thick plastic. You're going to ruin certain scissors if you use it on there. So they don't specifically say what type of scissors you should use. That's all I'm saying is, if someone miraculously sees this video, who is a part of the company that puts these together, if you're going to say scissors, then specifically say what type of scissors are best for this. That's all I'm saying. And they say pliers. They're not specifically saying what type of pliers. They're just saying pliers. Thankfully, I know how to work a jump ring because I made little bracelets in the past, but they don't specifically say what pliers you need to use for that. So, just a little tip for the people who create this kit. If you're going to say cut it out with scissors, specifically say what type of scissors, because certain scissors will, and I have, broken through trying to cut this piece. You're cutting plastic like this, it ruins certain scissors. So, specifically, the kit should say, my goodness, it's annoying. And please, please, please don't use the googly eye. It's not going to stay on forever. It's going to fall off. You're not going to know where it is, and then you're just going to have glue stuck on wool, and it's not a pretty picture. Take it from me. Unless maybe it's the carpeted glue for like rug tufting. That might work. But they're not expecting people to have the glue for rug tufting when they say glue not included. I'm assuming they're meaning school glue because it's in a dollar store kit that I got for $1.25. That's all I'm saying is specifically say what scissors you're supposed to use, what pliers you're supposed to use, and glue. What kind of glue are you supposed to use? Because school glue won't cut it. It's not going to last. I'm just saying. Anyway, this is the bird right now. Whoops. Trying to get the background done so that I can just easily do the bird here. But I'll probably give it to, I know a couple people who like to watch birds, so I'll probably give this one to one of them. It'll be a good gift for a couple people I know. And I have 2 of the birds that I have another set that I haven't used yet. Once I finish this row, I'll get a drink of water and show you what it looks like. I love the texture of this wool. Like on here, it's very, very soft, unlike the wool that the kit comes with, which is going to be a little bit on the rough side. So yeah, even the design on the front of the box is showing you to put the googly eye over top of the yarn. That's not going to be a good idea. Just take it from me, okay? Not a good idea. Unless you're looking for an unintentional, is it fugler? Is that what they are? Because that's what's going to end up looking like if you use the googly eye. I'm just saying. Don't. If you get this kit, don't use the googly eye. Just use extra yarn that comes in the kit for that eye. Or don't attach an eye for the bird. And how would you sew the eye if you're unsure is what I do is I first do an X and then I stitch a line around it so it's more like a square, but it's like filled in, if that makes sense. So I'll cross, and then here, and here around it, like a button kind of thing. Okay. All right. Almost lost my thread there. Well, the needle lost the thread. Almost there. All right. Now, almost on this row. So my plan is to go, once I get to here, I'll do a single stitch all the way down, then all the way across, maybe? No. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But I do want to like kind of go over, around, and then to here. So, over, around, then over here. Just don't know how many single stitches I'll have to do to make that work. Then I'll go over them. Come on. Ow. Oof. It's like a rug burn there. Alright, so next I'll go this way, and this way, and this way, and this way, then this way, then single stitch this way, or no, then here, maybe do the full stitch, then here, do a single stitch here, single stitch here, single stitch here, single stitch here. Oh, these will have to be single stitch if they're going that way. It'll make sense later. There we go. Right here. I think that should work. I don't know how a red backdrop will be though. That's my only worry is I'm not undoing it at this point. Hope I did everything right. Oh, whoops. I was supposed to take a water break when I finish that row. Alright, good. Right now each row gets more and more stitches, so each row takes a little longer than the last. Oh great. Now to find my threader again. Okay. Stay. Alright. Oh, of course, a block. Guess that's a bonus to having a Ziploc bag we get. What you're using. Okay, so again, we're gonna miss it the first time. We're gonna thread the needle down the threader here, take our yarn, attach to the little hook, and oh, that may have been off camera. Whoops! It's the same thing I did before. So this is how it looks currently. almost done this row here. Now the legs that I did, they're a little longer than what the design says. They're one stitch or one cross stitch longer than my design. So this bird's gonna have a little bit of longer legs than the design intended. Oh well. You don't have to follow the design. It's not like it gave you an outline and you have to follow it. So also, if you do cut the pieces off, what are you gonna do with the pieces you cut off? Because they're not like enough to make much with. Like, I think it's definitely better that you just keep it intact like this. And instead of making it as a keychain, you can make it as a coaster. This one at least. Or put it as a box kind of thing, like I did with my miraculous box. Yes, this might be the slower way of doing it, and this is probably going to be faster because I'm not, you know, making a cross or anything like that, but I've already decided this is how I'm going to do it, so we're going to have to deal with it. Now the bird, I will follow the instructions and do it the way they show you. But the background, I'm going to do my own thing. And yes, I should have grabbed thinner yarn for this project, but it's too late now. There. Alright, now we're going up a row after I finish this stitch here. Alright, so another row complete. That's what it looks like. It's about the size of a coaster, or when I made the coasters, it's probably about the same size as the ones I made for a coaster. So, alright, water break. What time is it? Okay. 4:30. We have people coming over in a couple hours, so that's why I was looking at the time. So I don't have to pack up because I'll be sitting outside. Okay. If you're watching the real-time video, thank you. I appreciate it. It might be a little boring, but at least you know that it took some time. It took some effort. No, stop getting caught on corners. That's not your job. Are the birds cheering me on today? Not laughing at me like the other day? Here's some birds. Probably just crows. Come on. Again, stop getting caught on the corners. That is not your job. Thread. Okay. Just making sure the clouds are doing okay. They're slightly gray, but not rain cloud gray quite yet. Knock on wood. Right, okay, stop getting caught on the flipping corner. Ow! For a nail that's not supposed to be very sharp, I have skinned my finger multiple times. Like this needle is built for embroidery. It's not as sharp as like the smaller needles can be, yet it still has skinned my fingers. Not fun. And yes, this set comes with small little needles, but the needles wouldn't fit this thread that they come with. And plus the little needle that it comes with are prone to breaking. I've seen thicker plastic needles just like that, and they break apart. They wear thin in the middle and then they break apart. Like, and the amount of projects I make that are cross-stitching, having the metal needle is definitely the better option for me. I need a durable one. Like, the little plastic needles, they're fine if you're just, you know, making 1 or 2 cross-stitching projects, but not good for the longevity. Those little microscopic needles in comparison to this one. It's funny, I have a fear of, you know, needles when the ones that, you know, those kinds of needles. Yeah, ow, ow, ow! Oh, fudge, poke myself. Ow! Oh my gosh, why am I accident prone today? Oh, fudge. Yeah, usually don't mind sewing needles. But this one came out to get me today. That's why you got mad at me, clearly. So not only did I just poke myself with the needle, but then I hit my hand on the handle of my lawn chair I'm sitting on. Oh, jeez. It's one of those days. Now this little thread here, when I get to this point, I will hide it. This one here, that you can see through it, that will be hidden when I get to that point of the canvas. So, just so you know, it's going to get hidden. Come on. Work. Right. These parts are good. Not on wood. There. Right. Almost done at this row. Then another water break. It's a rule I've set out for myself today because it's hot. After every row I complete, take a sip of water. Come on. Don't be fussy. Just the thread. Alright, last stitch for this row. I mean, not technically because it goes all the way to this end here, but I'm just working in sections right now, so I'm getting close to the part where I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? Or maybe I... Wait. So, this will go this way, this will go this way, this is going this way. So maybe I half stitch to this point, then back stitch, and then I can keep going with the pattern. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it will later. And yes, I did start some of the filling in of the background off screen. I needed to do something while I was watching YouTube because I was not in the, it was too full to snack. So that's why I started some of the filling in of this project off screen. All right. Okay. I've got probably less than an hour before I have to stop recording. So, oh wait, again, forgot my rule I gave to myself today. Water. Really like that, the bottle I'm using today, because I like the straw feature in it. I feel like I drink more water with the straw feature than if I'm just using my regular tumbler type thing, or thermal bottle. But with the straw feature, I feel like I drink more water. Also, that bottle is slightly smaller than my other one that I have, so that could also be part of it. I do feel like I drink more water from this pink bottle because it has a straw feature in it, and the other one that I have doesn't. The other, I can't remember what the brand name is, but anyway, I feel like I drink more of that water bottle than the other one that I have. And it might be the straw feature that's getting me to drink more water. Which I didn't realize existed when I first got the bottle. Like, I was very out of the loop in the Ula bottles. So I didn't realize that was a straw feature at first. I just drank it like a normal bottle. Like, and I've dropped this one multiple times, so I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's like a dent and scratch in it because I've dropped it multiple times. But it hasn't gone into where the water is quite yet. It's just a little bit of the paint scratched off. Let's see. I would like to put stickers on that, but I don't know if I put stickers on it, it's no longer dishwasher safe. You know, that's the only issue. Where it's like I'd love to customize it, but like I don't know if I'd be able to still put it in the dishwasher if that were the case. So I know it's surprising it's all plain. I do want to customize it. I just don't know if it would still be dishwasher safe if I customized it. That's the only thing. Come on. Right. What time is it now? Okay. Has it been 20 minutes? Or has it been 10 minutes? It hasn't even been 10 minutes since the last time I checked. Okay. Right. Try to keep an eye out if the other people join, because then I'm going to have to turn off my camera and everything, so. Okay. Okay. Okay, after this, I have 2 more rows, and then I have to figure out what I'm doing for the... No, I think I have figured it out. I just have 2 more rows, and I have to be smart about how I cross-stitch for the next. Also, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in a previous video, but if you are doing this, definitely round off the sides with like a slightly thicker bit of wool, because all the little edges here, they're gonna get caught on every little thing. Okay, if you do decide to do this the way the instructions tell you, make sure there's like a layer around everything so that the little pieces that are like stairs are not getting caught on every little thing. Oh, sorry, bug. You came close. Alright. I mean, my silhouette looks pretty close to the image that I'm referencing, so I hope it works out. Alright, time for another water break. This is one of the Costco Ola bottles. Well, it was found at Costco. So, it's one of the ones they used to sell there. I don't know if they're selling that specific color anymore, but apparently those are one of the new things that the kids want, is that brand of water bottle. Apparently. I know I'm getting old. Almost 25. I know it's not technically old, but... Whatever. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely going to do a single stitch going, when I get to the next row, single stitch going this way, then backward to finish the stitch. It'll make sense as I do it, but I just try and plan out my coming row so I don't forget that that one is going to be a little different to start off with. Okay. Man, this thread is so much thicker than the one they supplied in the kit. Okay. However, I did get this kit from the dollar store, and this thread from the dollar store, so... The needle I'm using I got from Michael's. So other than that, dollar store, needle, which was Michael's. But I needed a durable needle, as I said before. And Dollarama does sell hand sewing needles, but they're more for sewing up a patch on clothing and that kind of thing. They're not meant for embroidery as much. So you can get sewing kits from the dollar stores now. Alright. Hope I can do this fast enough that you can see what I mean with my next row. Gosh. Thankfully, these canvases are forgiving when you bend them, so because I have unintentionally bent it a bit while doing this project. For a little while, I couldn't get these the canvas sheets at the dollar store, but now I do. Now I can get them again. And then when they did come back, they're white, and I'm like, I wanted the clear. Oh! But now I think they have a mix of the clear and the white, so I don't know what happened there, but I'll try them out later. And in case you didn't realize, this is a form of pixel art. So you could really just take any kind of pixel art you see online and translate it into a canvas like this, or you could do that with perler beads or with diamond painting. You know, just look up pixel art and then you can, you know, use your own materials and do it yourself. Like I did with the miraculous box that I cross-stitched. That was originally going to be a bag, and then realized the harsh corners would get caught on everything, so it's not a bag anymore. But I do have more cross-stitching canvas, so I might try that bag idea again. And the cross-stitching canvas I have now is more flexible, so I think it would work for like a purse or bag or something like that. Just the only thing is, how would I close it? Like, I'll still be able to open it at the same time. Like, what would I need for that? Come on. Alright. A few more stitches on this row, and then I'll show you what I'm referring to if you don't know. If you've never cross-stitched and you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, 40 minutes already. Gotcha. In the real time video. So I'll probably do a sped version of this. Did I do something wrong? Oh, I did not. I thought I had missed a stitch previously. I guess I should be saying half stitch, but when I say single stitch, I should be saying half stitch. Because I'm doing the X, stitch, and so planning on doing only one side of the X, and then going back and completing the opposite side of the X, if that makes sense. I don't know what the X stitch is called. I don't know if it's just normal stitch or what, but I'm sure there's a name for it, but I'm just calling it an X stitch. So, because it's easier to remember, because that's what you're stitching, an X. Okay. Alright, stuck in the fallen corners. Alright. So now, I finished that row. Now I'm going to doing the single stitch or half stitch, whatever you want to say. So I'm sorry I'm getting the professional cross stitchers mad probably with my terminology that I'm making up, but so I'm just going to do like that, which is a single stitch where I'm only doing one side of the X up into where the head of the bird is, and then I'll go backwards and finish it. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I'm sorry for possibly upsetting the professional cross stitchers. Stitchers. I said that right? Yeah, I think I did. Out there. The professionals in this field of craft. What we're gonna do. It should go quicker since I'm not doing the full X, as I call it. It's 5 o'clock, okay. Yeah, I probably could have gone away with only doing a single stitch for this project with this thread, but it's too late now. Work with me. Alright, so I have done one stitch across this row here. This is what the back looks like. Now, all I have to do is go back over and complete each of these X's. Oh. Which I don't know if I'm going to have enough thread for, so... Okay. Go back this direction here. Come on. Stop being fussy. You have one job, assist me in my artwork. Could you at least do that? Just the red. Come on. Please have enough to finish at least this row. Okay. Well, this is going to be an hour-long video in real time. A little over that. So once I finish this row, I'm going to say, done for today on this project. Come on. Stop being fussy. I know I should pick thinner thread. But stop being fussy and just work with me. You know this is my own fault. Alright, I'm going to need more thread. Alright. So, I'm getting to a point where I'm going to have to need more thread for this part, so that's what it looks like currently. We are up to this point of fixing a thread. Okay, sorry. Should have done it this way. So I have stitched up to here. I don't know if you can tell, but this row is not completed, and these are done. This is so. Right. Now let's get out some more thread. Yay! All right. Come on. Now, let's take out a little bit of extra thread here, tie it up here. Alright. Come on, work with me. Alright, so that can go back in this bag here. I don't need it for the next little while, hopefully. Alright, now, we take our thread and tie it. We're going to double knot, because otherwise it's just going to fall apart. We need at least 2. Any more, though, and it's not going to go. It's going to be too thick. Oh, actually, I don't know if I took a water break the last time I finished the stitch, so let's do that. Now, I'm sorry for this long video. It might have been a little boring, so if you made it to the end of this video in real time, comment a thread emoji if you watched the entire video. Just seeing if I can. There's been times where, okay, I didn't need the thread at that time. Yay! Alright, now, where am I? Oh, there I am. I want to find where I left off. Alright. We're not going to bother trying to... pull the knot through. Just going to leave it there and cover it. Come on. Get on. Come on. hide your thread. Hide the thread, hide the thread. Give this thread a little bit of a hiding spot so we don't see it. Okay. Do the canvas. Come on. Work with me, please. Do me a favor and work with me. Okay. Alright. No. No, I don't need a leaf. No. You're not allowed. Alright. And almost done this row. Okay. Almost complete. There. Row done. I might do a little more off screen, but this is already over an hour-long video in real time, so I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.